very much under par. But they were able to string a few hits in a row on Saturday to pull that win out against Lyman.
Here's pitch, strike one on the inside corner, 0-1. There's a falling out of play up on the hill. And will it roll down? Nope. No balls and 2 strikes to the second baseman, Sean Garvin.
Nolan Webster on deck.
Here goes Gilgenbach, but to no matter as Garvin goes down swinging. McMaster rings up 2 here in the top of the first. So the Wolverines get 1 run, 1 base on balls, 1 left, and no runs. Go to the bottom of the first. No score. For the Panthers, who do we got? If you want to give us the lineup there, Mr. Merch.
We
the Merch.
We can do that. Leading off is Hayden LeClaire, the right fielder. Batting second, Colin Langto, the shortstop. Tyler Ezel would be the third baseman, batting third. Aiden McMaster, the pitcher, batting fourth. Ben Smith on first base, batting fifth. The catcher, Liam Smith, batting sixth. Bryce Carchidi will be DHing today, batting seventh. And he is DHing for Alex Geratellis. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Close. Alex is playing second base. We'll just call him Alex. Is that okay? Kian Marinick is the left fielder. He's batting eighth. And to round it off, Shea Hildebrand, the center fielder, he'll be batting in the ninth spot.
All right.
Geragatellis. I'm going to say Geragatellis. I forgot a G.
So Hayden LeClaire leading off, playing right field. Same as he did in the first game. Looks like he went 1 for 3. Well, actually 1 for 2. 2-run, 3-run scored. Base hit by pitch, and a walk.
And we have Nolan Webster on the mound, who in his last outing threw a no-hitter against Wyndham in a 10-0 win. It actually ended up being a 6-inning game because of the mercy rule, but pitched a great game against Wyndham last week.
They've been getting some good pitching.
Yeah. I think Webster's been pitching well when he's been in, and then Sean Garvin been pitching well as a freshman when he's been in the game. So we'll see what happens here today. I think their defense is a key for Griswold because they started off the season with games of 5, 6. They even had an 8-error game, I think, one game. And I think a lot of it had to do with the youth on this team. A lot of young kids, not blaming it on that, but it's a little different getting out here playing high school against juniors and seniors when you're a freshman. But the last 3 or 4 games, Michael, this infield has been playing really, really well. So,
well, I think they have to. They kind of have to, because they're not getting any hitting. The Wolverines are. They're getting good pitching, and they're getting good defense. Like we saw the other day, Tanucci.
Yeah, you can't get only 4 or 5 hits a game and then make 4 or 5 errors a game. It's just not going to work out on the right side of the scoreboard for you.
All right, here we go in the bottom of the first. The leadoff hitter, Hayden LeClaire, number 5, playing right field. First pitch is a strike from Nolan Webster. We will forever remember Nolan as the kid that tried to go through the fence.
Oh, that's right. You did it.
And there's a base hit into right field.
LeClaire, a left-handed batter, didn't take too much time to size that one up. That was a good, solid line drive to right field.
And that's the first hit off of Garvin in, 6+ innings.
Well, we can expect Plainfield, I would think, to put up a lot of runs there. Put up some runs there. They have outscored their opponents 154 runs to 52. Michael, that's a lot of guys circling the bases.
There's Langto, the shortstop. That was a solid hit by Leclerc. Got him double fisting coffees out. Thank you, Mrs. Merch. When are you gonna let me guys bring? I bring you guys coffee. I say, hey, I send him a message. Hey, Merch, can I bring you coffee? No, my wife's already bringing one.
I had just gotten that email whether I wanted a coffee or not, and then 5 minutes later you text me.
Then you text Mrs. Merch saying, no, Mike's gonna bring it this time. Pop foul, and that's gonna
right
go
towards the
up the hill.
SNSN vehicle.
Yeah, don't say that.
Okay.
That happened once before, remember?
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it.
Yep. There goes my windshield. 1 ball, 1 strike
Go get it.
to Langto. Leclerc on the move. That's a strike. Here's the throw, and Leclerc had it stolen all day long.
Good throw, though. Right on the bag.
Yep.
It's just
That was just stolen.
Leclerc was third of the way there before Webster let go of the ball.
Yeah. So it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Leclerc bouncing off of second. Here's the pitch. That ball is in the dirt and gets away from Merchant, but he gets it right there. But Leclerc advances down to third. So here come the Panthers. They're not wasting any time.
No, very aggressive team. They're very aggressive. Score a lot of runs. Have several games this year of 25 runs.
Tough team.
18 runs, 13 runs, 25, 25, 24.
Strike 3. Looking.
Nice pitch by Webster.
Yeah.
Fooled him on that one completely.
Here's Tyler Ezel. Well, one of the things I was thinking about today, it's like, this obviously is not the Wolverines' year, but next year, they should be a lot more solid because their pitching staff is going to be much more intact. They're going to have a stop by Merchant, and so it was a 59-foot fastball.
Evans made a couple nice stops back there, preventing that ball from getting to the backstop. Yeah, they'll have Nolan be a senior. Evan Gilgenbach will be a senior. Sean will be a.
That's going to be right at him in right field, but runner's going to tag and give Ezel an RBI. One nothing. 2 down. Here's the pitcher, McMaster.
So they'll have Webster and Gilgenbach as seniors next year.
Mhm.
We expect a lot out of Evan Gilgenbach. Garvin moving up to sophomore, and who knows, what else they might come up with between now and then.
Little pop up to Tanucci, and Webster gets out of it, only giving up 1 run. So he really gave up that hard single to Hayden Leclerc, and that was really it. Then he struck out Langto, and then got the last 2 to pop out. So
Yeah, 1 hit on 1 run.
that's not bad against this Plainfield
And again,
team.
the way these guys score runs, that's almost a moral victory right there.
Yeah, that is a moral victory. Mike and the Merch, live from Plainfield High School, along with Austin on the Austin cam. You got to step in front of the cam, though. They can't see you from behind it. Yeah, just and give a thumbs up. There you go, right there. There we go. There's Austin.
Hi, everybody.
Austin says hello.
Look at that.
We're going to go to the top of the 2nd inning. And we certainly want to give a shout out and thanks to Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold. That's the only place that you're going to find the Tire Queen. Jess, the Tire Queen. They have tires at great prices and also great service. If you ever need anything done to your car, check them out. Check them out for tires. Call Jess, the Tire Queen at Advanced Automotive And they don't do just tires, just so you know. They will replace your engine. They'll do your brakes. They'll change your oil. They will do everything. So we do appreciate Advanced Automotive in beautiful downtown Griswold, Route 138. The Tire Queen.
So, Michael, talking about run production and offense, as I said, the Plainfield Panthers have scored 154 runs in their 14 games,
Right.
and the Griswold Wolverines have scored 70 in their 15 games, so less than half the run production. Griswold has 81 hits total over those 15 games and 100 strikeouts.
Here's the first pitch to Nolan Webster. The ball is low.
Nolan had a RBI base hit on Saturday, one of the hits that were strung in a row to score their 2 runs.
Ball's outside. So, yeah, Webster, Mitchell, and Gav D'Amico. 5, 6, 7 hitters. Boom. It was coming right at us. And I was poised, Merch.
You knew the fence was there, Mike. For gosh sakes.
Are you kidding? There's a fence between us at Griswold, too.
I have never seen you poised in your whole life for anything.
Mike was ready. He was ready to catch that foul ball.
I was ready. Yeah, thanks, Austin. I appreciate that at least. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-2.
Right on the upper edge of the strike zone, that was. Good call.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Curveball. Nice backhand scoop.
Yeah, Liam Smith. Nice play.
Liam Smith, good athlete from Plainfield.
Yeah, Coach Pat Smith's son.
Yep.
High school Panther quarterback.
Good basketball player.
And believe it or not, he's already a senior. I remember when he first came on the team.
Webster draws a walk.
That's the way to start things.
There you go. Brings up Colin Mitchell. So getting back to like this year or next year or whatever, I think the Wolverines will be in a much better place.
Oh, yeah. They'll
Even
be-
in the ECC, you know, the way the teams are positioned. Look, how many teams have we saw? Junior, senior. That's
8 out of the 9 players that we've seen on a couple
Yeah.
teams were all juniors and seniors. And they'll lose a couple. Ryan Ganley will be gone next year, and
Did Woodstock?
Charlie Mikolajic
Did Woodstock even have a sophomore on their team?
have a what?
A sophomore.
I think one sophomore, but no freshman or something like that. It was very upper class heavy, and a number of schools that we've seen are upper class heavy. And the other thing, as these kids are going into the upper classes, junior, senior, a lot of the teams that we're facing right now, that Griswold's facing right now, a lot of those kids are going to graduate. So it even gives us a little bit more of an advantage because those kids who carry will be gone next year.
Here's a bunt, popped up foul though, just like a little bloop off the right-hand side. And I want to thank Millie Smith for the very kind words that she put in the chat group. Corey Smith, of course, plays on the team for the Wolverines. She couldn't make it today, but she was very happy that we were covering the game and doing it live. So, Millie, we do it for you. So that's why we do it.
We can't not cover Griswold Plainfield. That's
Yeah.
just impossible.
Swing and a miss. Mitchell goes down with a whiff. That's 3 Ks already for McMaster. Here's Gavin D'Amico. I don't know if you know, but he's the nephew of the Tire Queen.
Tire Queen, yeah. Grandson of the person that's not the Tire King.
I gotta tell you a story about that. Foul straight back. I was
Gavin-
poised for another foul ball.
Sure.
Not
Gavin's batting .333, 6 for 18. So he hasn't gotten a lot of chances at the plate, but when he has gotten them, he's done a good job.
He's got one of the better averages on the team, does he not?
He's got the best average on the team.
Curveball, did he go? They're going to call it a ball. Thought he offered it that.
Well, I would have called it a strike too, Mike. If we were on first base over there, we would have.
I would have rung him up.
Yeah.
Yep. 1-1.
But it's
Runner on first.
only would have been strike 2. So
Well, he gets it back.
well, he made up for that.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes as he.
Yeah, that was a great pitch. The low outside
Yeah.
corner. I think it was in the strike zone.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a great spot for that pitch.
Yeah. That was a great spot pitch. And there is a foul out of play. D'Amico stays alive. D'Amico's one of those players that I heard from talking to the basketball head coach. And Coach Molesky told me, he said he's a very intelligent player. He's very coachable.
Yeah, I remember that
He
interview. I
learns,
think it might have been
yeah.
up in Putnam even or something. And,
Yeah.
and Gavin's just a utility guy. He'll do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want him to be.
That's strikeout number 4 for McMaster. He's got a little heat on that ball.
Yeah.
A little mustard.
If there's anything that is Gavin's little downfall at this point, that's his 8th strikeout of being up 19 times. So, you got to put the bat on the ball, and that's the part he has to work on. Put the bat on the ball, you never know what's going to happen.
Here's Kincaid Rubino. They almost pick off Webster at first. They've been eyeing him. They've been watching him.
We had runners on base the first 2 innings, so a little bit of threat out there.
Curveball floats over for strike 1.
That was a nice pitch. Cade was totally fooled by that.
Yeah.
He almost backed out of the way. He ducked, did everything else, and the ball came right over the plate.
Yeah, that just arced right over.
Yeah. Nice breaking ball.
Strike 2. Right at the knees.
Yep, fouls it up with a hard fastball. Now he's got Cade thinking, what is he going to do? He's going to try to.
He's in the hole, 0-2.
He's going to try to fool me with a curve, or he's going to try to blow one by me. I have to choose.
And there's a shot down the right field line. Foul.
That's why you shorten up your swing now and put the bat on the ball.
Hi, Mike. This is Monique at the Plainfield Police Board.
Is that the Plainfield Police calling you? Is that what I heard?
No, Plainfield probate.
Just kidding.
No. 0-2. Swinging him well. Foul tipped into the mitt.
McMaster strikes out the sides. 3 in a row here.
He's got 5 already through 2 innings. So, Kevin, you don't. You're not just, of course, an incredible color guy when it comes to baseball and softball. You're actually, you have a real job.
I do. I have to get out early for all of these games, but I'm surprised I still have a real job, because one of these days they're going to lock my office door and say, sorry, if you want to play baseball or go broadcast, but you can't do both.
Yeah. Well, it is an honor to be broadcasting pretty much serious all these games with the president and CEO of the Jewett City Savings Bank, who has done a wonderful job with that bank, building it.
Thanks, Mike. We've come a long way. I've been only there for 40 years, so we had to come a long way.
What is your what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment at the bank?
I think building a culture. I think building a customer service culture, because and being recognized in the community. We've done so much for the community in the last maybe 15 years or so, and we've built a customer service culture that I think is kind of beyond what you'd expect. We try to one of our internal mottos is exceed our customers' expectations, not meet them, exceed them. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of. We have a great group of employees. They're just terrific. They really follow what we're trying to do. They're all buy in, and I think that's if I have any kind of what I hope to be like a claim to fame, it's just building that culture for our bank.
Well, I know from my own self, doing business with the Jewett City Savings Bank is incredibly easy. It's just easy. It's effortless.
Well, we
So-
appreciate that. That's what we're out there to do. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to do your banking, take care of your finances, take care of your family, and that's what we're all about. Whether it's from getting a mortgage to some kind of a special account that you want to set up for your child's education. That's what we try to do.
So from you have branches all the way from Pawcatuck all the way up to the
do.
newest
That-
branch up
that's-
in Putnam.
Yeah, that's probably the second most thing I'm most proud of is expanding from Pawcatuck
Mhm.
to Putnam, which is quite a good
Yeah,
geographic
right up that
distance
corridor,
right now.
right up the corridor. So
395, and we're the only community bank with its main office north of Norwich right now.
there is a high fly ball into center field. Solid shot. And that is reeled in on the first pitch by Corey Smith. One down.
Corey Smith, real solid outfielder. You don't get many by him. Matter of fact, in the 7th inning against Lyman, there was a line shot to center field, and we thought it was going to handcuff him, but pulled it right in. I think that was the second out of the 7th, and that was a big deal.
Here's Liam Smith. We were talking about him a little bit, as far as what he is meant to Plainfield, as far as, his athletic abilities. And
Yeah,
What
very
is that?
athletic.
plus his dad, being the coach of the football team here at Plainfield High School. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Carchidi to follow, the designated hitter. There's a pop up. That's Tanucci is going to take control of that, put his glove up, and said, "I got it."
Yeah, he was a little late on that call, and I was a little bit nervous because we've seen that happen before, where no one would call it and everybody would back away and it would drop. We had a bad one like that against Ledgerd in center field, short center field.
Mhm.
So Tanucci took control at the last second and made the play. That was great.
Plainfield hitters seem to be getting under the ball because
Yeah,
they
you're
have
right.
1, 2,
You're
3,
right.
4 pop outs already, and we're only in the 2nd inning. 1 to center, 1 to right, 1 to short, 2 to short. Excuse me. 2 down here in the bottom of the 2nd, in what is seemingly a pretty quick moving ball game. 1-0 Plainfield over Griswold.
You know what happens every time you say that, don't you?
Oh,
The
stop it!
3-hour affair.
Don't do it. There's a fouling out of play. Up to
They
the
are
right
lifting
side.
it. They are lifting it a lot
Mhm.
so far.
Nice little wind there, taking away the.
Yeah, nice little breeze, but not enough to blow my papers into right field.
2-1. Here's the pitch, and there's a bouncer to Tanucci. He scoops it up and sends it on over to Gilgenbach to end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Panthers.
And that's the
Here in
type
the
of
top
play
of the
I
second.
was talking about earlier, Mike. I think earlier in the season, things to the infield were an adventure. Everything that went to the infield was an adventure because you never knew what was going to happen. We, routine plays, the freshmen especially, we're having a little bit trouble. Nerves were being rattled. The last 4 games, these kids look like they've been on the field for 3 years. They've really, really come around. They've matured. Their confidence has been built. And I think that they're just different players than they were 5 or 6, 7, especially 10 games ago.
Yeah. All right, here we are. Going to go to the top of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Plainfield. I want to give a mention and some cred to the Burns Agency. And they have opened up. They're opening up as of tomorrow, just like you.
Yeah,
We're totally open.
We're
Just-
all open, mask free, as long
Yep.
as you've been fully vaccinated. We're not policing it. We're depending on people to be honest and respect the rules.
So the Burns Agency in Dayville and in Norwich, they have always been available to you. Again, another business that I do some very easy. You know who I deal with most of the time is Archie.
I do.
And very easy to deal with. So some great local businesses, and even as big as these businesses are, they're still local businesses like Jay Burns and the Burns Agency, and like the Jewett City Savings Bank. So you'll buy better at Burns when it comes to any of your insurance products: life, home, auto, rental, whatever it is you got, liability. Go to the Burns Agency at burnsagency.com. And that way, you can find out why you buy better at Burns. All right, here we go to the top of the third inning. Corey Smith. Still waiting for this kid to jack one off the right side.
Yeah, I know. We've seen him hit some long balls. Comes in today at 220, batting 222. But we've seen him plunk a couple. One of them foul at in Griswold that
ended up at Sorrell's.
Yeah,
I think,
we thought it was on Slater Avenue somewhere. I don't think they ever found that ball, but it was foul. We both thought it was out.
Yep. 1 ball, no strikes. McMaster deals 2-0. The ball is low. Corey chokes up on the bat. You can tell he's a hitter. You know, when players choke up on the bat because they're very, very cautious or concerned on bat speed.
Again, placing the bat on the ball is extremely important.
Oh, squares the bunt, and he pulls back. 3-0.
So we've had 2 lefties come up for Griswold, Corey and Evan Gilgenbach, and Gilgenbach walked, and Corey's at 3-0. So McMaster may have a little trouble with batters on the left side of the plate. Other than that strike,
it goes right down the middle.
I take it all back.
3-1. Mike Minarski, the Merch, Kevin Merchant here at the broadcast booth, the Griswold Pride broadcast booth here at Plainfield High School. Ball 4 low. There you go. That proves your point right there.
We should have more guys just go up and get on the left side and see what happens.
What was it? They had a midget one time back in the 40s or something. He batted for somebody.
You're gonna have to
now I sound like an idiot, huh?
What are you talking about?
No.
Baseball player.
Baseball player. Yeah, he was like 4'1". They put him in there and he got walked
Every time.
They only did it once. They
Oh.
walked in a run and they won. Made it. They went to the World Series.
And you don't. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Can't remember the name. You know what? I gotta look it up because it's gonna irk me.
I remember the touring softball team, the California Cuties.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Oh,
no.
Corey Smith got caught up, and he's gonna go back and forth, and no, he's keeping it going.
You're supposed to make 2 throws total.
And they got him.
Boy, how do you score that? 1 to 3 to 4 to 6 to 1 to 3 to out.
Yeah. 1 down.
Yeah, see, you know, those types of things just take your momentum away, take you out of the inning, which happened in the first inning when on a base hit, overthrow after a base hit, and Plainfield was able to catch Merchant going to second, too.
Merch, I am really surprised you didn't know this thing here.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm going to read it to you in between innings. So, 1 down.
Anyway, the California Cuties, they were a touring softball team of men
Swing and
who
a miss.
used to dress up like women and used to play, and I used to tour, and they used to go to Hamilton Avenue in Norwich.
Oh, really?
And they had a little midget, and her name was Beulah. I remember. That was almost what I said. We said, "Who is the midget that batted?" I was thinking softball, and you were on baseball, of course, as you should have been.
Tanucci's second time up went down via the K. The first time up. And he's ahead of this count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Swing and miss, strike 2, evens it up. Yeah, the player, and he wasn't 4'1", he was 3'7".
2'15" or something like that. However you did that. 2'22" or 19. 2'19".
2'19".
Yep. Tell my banker. It took me four tries to add up.
Bankers
12.
you just use machines, man. Two and 2 to Tanucci. There's a rocket down the third base side.
I don't know if you noticed, but Chris Tanucci, when he hits a foul ball to the left side, that was actually one that was closer to the field. He has put some like over the dugout on the left side. He is so ahead of the ball sometimes, or he
Yeah.
pulls the ball so hard sometimes. But he does that quite often, not unlike any other player on the team.
Check swing foul. All right, so Edward Carl Goodell was the smallest player to
Eddie
appear.
Goodell.
Eddie Goodell. And this is, when I read on, you will see what I mean. Like, I can't believe you didn't know this, but continue in a second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McMaster deals. Foul. Stays alive. He was the smallest player to appear in a Major League Baseball game. Goodell gained recognition in the second game of the St. Louis Browns doubleheader.
It's funny.
Yeah. On August 19th, 1951. He weighed 60 pounds, stood 3'7". He's had 1 plate appearance and 1 base on balls.
Wow. Whoa.
It's another walk issued by McMaster. Is that 3? Tried to look like it was a curveball. It didn't curve. So yeah, there's his stat right there. Won that bat.
Pretty funny.
That was it.
That is.
He was 26 years old when that happened too.
Oh. That's McMaster's 4th walk. He's
Oh, it's
given up
4th. Okay.
given up 1 base hit, and that was to Evan Merchant back in first, and 4 walks. So the Wolverines have had runners on each inning so far, each of the first 3. You just have to do something with them and not run into an out. That was in the upper side of the strike zone.
Pickoff attempt over at first. Back safely.
And was batting .256 coming into today's game, and that will go up a few points with his first base hit, the only base hit against Plainfield so far, against McMaster.
Ball's on outside, 1-1. Quite a few people up here, up on the hill, here at Plainfield High School.
Evans leading the
Just got back safe, did Tanucci. He's leaning a little bit.
Yeah. Evans leading the regular players on the Wolverines with the least amount of strikeouts at 6 for the 15 games they've played.
And there's a weak little bloop to the third baseman.
Off the handle.
Yep. Two down. Here's Gilgenbach, who walked in the first.
Evans hitting .302 coming into today's game. So he's still hitting .302 with that walk in the first. We'll see if McMaster can do a better job with the lefty this time.
Ball's fouled and out of play.
Tell you what, Aiden McMaster's not a very big kid, and he throws the ball hard, and he comes straight over the top. He has the same motion regardless of the pitch, and that's a really good thing because that does not give the batter any signal as to what's coming. So throws it hard.
Tanucci again, just getting back safe.
Does a good job at keeping runners close at first. Yep. Very well composed out there.
Ball is low. Smith looked down. Looked like he was going to throw it down to first for a minute as well. Tanucci definitely has their attention.
McMaster is only a sophomore, Mike, also.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Off speed. Gilgenbach ahead of that one. Plainfield up 1-0. We are in the top of the third.
The day has gotten a little nicer with the weather, Mike. It's kind of cooled down just a hair. Good baseball weather.
And there's
that could plunk in there. Nope.
Right over to the center fielder. Line drive out. 4, out number 3. So the Wolverines, they ended up with 2 walks that inning. But Corey Smith got picked off in a rundown. And then Tanucci also walked, but 2 straight foul outs. So, well, actually, line drives. Merchant via the fist ball. That'll ring your hands.
Yeah, usually, especially if it's in early April.
Yeah.
You hit one of those in early April.
And it's cold.
Yeah, you feel it for about a week.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the third. Nolan Webster pitching a heck of a ball game already. But so is McMaster. So you got to give both pitchers have kept both teams in check. So I think the future does look pretty bright as far as the Wolverines are concerned and their pitching staff. Now they need somebody that can just scald the ball.
Yeah, again, a lot happens in a year's time. You
Sure.
know, kids mature, they get stronger. Especially, you compare a freshman and a sophomore to a junior and senior. They just get stronger. They mature. Their body changes. They bulk up a little.
Usually, after their sophomore year, you see them and they're pretty skinny and thin. They come back as juniors. They've grown 6 inches.
Yeah.
And put on about 25 pounds of muscle. It's like, what the heck happened to this kid?
For Plainfield, Hayden McClary is a senior. Langto's a junior. Tyler Ezel is a sophomore. McMaster is a sophomore. Liam Smith's a senior. Bryce Carchidi's a senior. JJ Arriaga's a senior. Shea Hildebrand's a senior. So they have, again, kind of what happens. That's the cycle. Ooh, geez.
Ooh, right off Tanucci's face.
You cycle around, and as the young kids get older, they have the better teams, and then they cycle back again, and you kind of go off for a year or two, and then you build them back up again. You don't have a lot of freshmen and sophomores come in and set the world on fire.
All right, leading off for Plainfield, Kian Marinick, the left fielder. First time having a look at Sean Garvin.
It would be Nolan Webster, but that's okay.
Or Nolan Webster. You know what? I was still thinking about the young kids, the underclassmen. Ball's in the dirt. 2-0.
Yeah, I might want to turn that over. I think it's the other side anyway. So the one thing that Webster cannot do is get in trouble by putting guys on base with walks. That's one thing that can't happen, because once that starts, it just puts you in a hole.
Walks him on 4 pitches.
Free passes come back to haunt you almost every time.
Here's Shea Hildebrand, center fielder. Webster looks in, and the ball is bunted. And they're going to take the sure out right over at first. Webster to Gilgenbach. Sacrifice 1-3.
Nice bunt by Hildebrand, and smart play by Webster to just get the sure out.
Here's Hayden LeClaire, the right fielder, who had a solid base hit on the second pitch and scored Plainfield's only run. Ball is high. You hear the jet going by.
Wow.
See,
Seems like we're down Manhattan or something, down and doing a Yankee game,
Oh, no.
or Mets maybe, with LaGuardia right next to you.
Webster steps off, takes a look over at Marinick. But nobody was covering, so it's kind of forced him back to the bag. Tanucci looks like he's trying to shade him a little bit. That's 5 straight balls without a strike thrown by Webster. Make that 6. There's a strike.
There you go.
What did I say?
There was a sacrifice button between those balls and those balls.
Yeah, whatever.
I was trying to do it so it wasn't noticeable to anyone that might be listening. Try to be a nice guy. Try to help you out. You make me say it out loud, and then you get mad. You know,
It's
just a cycle that you have going.
You know what it is, Merch?
What is it?
You are just upset that I gave you a stat about a St. Louis baseball team that you didn't know.
That's
what it
right.
is.
Yeah, it's been ticking me off ever since you mentioned it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that ball is high, 3-2, almost like a pitch out without being a pitch out.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional.
No. So Webster having a hard time finding the plate, in between sack grounders. There's a rip. That's going to be right at the right fielder. Ganley's going to throw it in. They're going to hold the runner at second. So that ball was smoked.
Yeah,
but it was right at Ganley.
Maybe not as hard as the first time he was up.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, that was hit hard. And I'll tell you, Marinick on second base, if he had been, he took off with the hit, but if he had been on the bag, he had a sure tag right there and would have been on third.
So 2 down, and here's Langto. Struck out the first time that he faced Webster. Struck out looking, matter of fact, and he's the only strikeout that Webster has rung up so far today.
Tell you, Nolan staying out of trouble with not putting people on base with walks is a big deal. It's a big thing. Another pop up. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up with that one.
That's going to be out of play. Pretty good ways down the right field line, but over the fence and not playable. Huh? Yeah, no more through the fence.
No, only Nolan would do that. Take the fence down with him.
He's trying.
He's going over those fences. Those are pretty 6-foot fences. He's going to have to leap pretty good.
Like one of them Final Destination moments. Thanks. 1-1, 2 outs. Swing and a miss on an off speed. Merchant tagged him just in case it was strike 3.
Yeah, I actually thought it was strike 3 too.
Nolan Webster doesn't overpower you, but he gets you to hit it. And so far the defense has worked out. And we've seen games with the Wolverines where the defense hasn't worked out that well.
It hasn't worked out at all in a few games. Again, that's early on. Kids, freshmen, just young kids, just getting used to playing high school ball. It's a step up. We said that they hadn't played since they were in the 7th grade, and all of a sudden they're on a high school field.
Ducks out of the way. 2-2. Thanks to Plainfield High School and athletic director Jan Volan for letting us come play baseball today at Plainfield High School. There's a drive into left field. That's deep. It's inside the park. It does make it to the fence over Rubino's head. And Marinick will score. So Langto with a stand-up double.
He got all that one, Mike.
He got all of that one. Two nothing Plainfield.
That was a shot.
That was a shot.
Rubino just kind of turned around, started running towards the fence.
The ball is high. I think Rubino has a tendency to play a little bit too shallow.
Yeah. Well, he's fast. He's quick, and I think he feels that, he can get back on a ball, but he, wants to make sure he can get in on a ball if he has to make a throw, and that's where the situation was for the last batter. You get a base hit to left field instead of a double over his head, but you get a base hit. You want to come home with that because you have a run at second base. So, yeah, he's probably cheating a little bit, but I don't think anybody expected Langto to almost hit it out of here.
That ball was almost where the last pitch was. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch before that was just was perfectly placed on the outside corner.
Griswold drew in the brought in the first run with a sac fly to right field, his first time up.
There's a strike.
Pitcher Aiden McMaster on deck.
2-2, 2 out. Webster wants to get out of the inning. There goes the runner, and they're going to let him go. So Langto steals third.
Yeah. Another one where catcher had no shot.
3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. Popped up in the infield. Merchant calling for it and makes the grab to end the inning. So the Panthers get 1 on a long double by Langto. And I actually thought that it had a chance to get out of here for a minute.
Yeah, that was hit really, really well. I did too, Mike.
Well, this game is certainly not out of the reach. It's only 2-0. And like you had said earlier, some of these games that Plainfield has been in, just been blowing people out.
Yeah, they say they've scored 154 runs coming into this game, so it's 156 now. But they've beat teams with 24 runs, 25 runs, 18 runs. So they score a lot of runs, and I think Webster's actually doing a really good job.
He's doing a very good job, yeah.
Keeping that number down. And they only scored 3 against St. Bernard's on Saturday, so you don't know. Sometimes these teams go into little mini slumps. Sometimes you go in as a player, but sometimes you go in as a team.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, things aren't working or gelling just the way they had been for the last 10 games. They said Plainfield came in on an 11-game winning streak. But you just never know. It's why you go out and play the game, and things happen, and have an off day. And
so we're going to the top of the 4th, and I'm going to go ahead and give some credit and thank yous to one of our latest supporters and sponsors here at SNSN, SERAC, SERAC. And they are for action and for change when it comes to drug awareness and alcohol awareness. You can visit them at SERAC, that's SERACCT.org. They help communities reduce the impact of substance abuse, problem gambling, and mental health related issues. They have a lot of webinars that you can check out. Like, for example, there's one on the 20th called Youth Mental Health First Aid. You can check it out all at SERACCT.org. And remember, it's 21 for a reason. I like that, Merch.
that was good.
Is that good?
I like that.
Is that poignant? All right, here we go. The top of the 4th. McMaster still on the hill. Here's Sean Garvin. 1-1.
Sean comes into today with a 211 average.
struck out his first time up, and there is a shot up the middle. And playable, a little bit bobbled, but it looks like he got him anyway. The ball was bobbled, and then it had to be short hopped at first. And they got Garvin 6-3.
That was a recovery by the shortstop and a great recovery by the first baseman to make that out go.
I could have beat it out.
You could have beat it out.
Yeah, no.
You were on your scooter, maybe.
Yeah. Nolan Webster with one down in the top of the fourth.
Nolan walked his first time up.
Ball one. Yeah, McMaster's got some pop.
Very compact with his delivery.
Yeah. Foul and
Could be trouble. Be careful.
almost. It was almost run down by Ben Smith.
Yeah, we kind of lost sight of him. At least I did.
Yeah.
I was going to say behind the dugout, but it's actually behind Austin.
I do make a better door than the window.
Would you say, Austin?
I make a better door than the window.
Even though you are a pain.
1-1, 1 out. Curveball, and that's going to be a bouncer to third on one hop. And another scoop by Ben Smith. 2 down. So, kind of like we talked about in the pregame, Mr. Murch, you can get some good pitching, but if you can't get any hitting,
Yeah, you got to score.
Yeah.
That's kind of a key to the game, and a key to putting wins on the record is to score runs any way you can. Manufacture them.
there's Colin Mitchell. Strike one.
Colin comes in today at 250 and had a strikeout his first time up. McMaster hasn't struck anyone out in the last couple innings.
I just noticed that.
And as soon as I say that, we'll see what happens here. But
ball was low and outside, 1-1.
had 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings and nothing in the third and nothing yet in the fourth.
Ball low. The ball looks scuffed up already. It looks like it's been used in about 6 ball games. Things beat up.
I think I asked you this last year. Do you know how many in the major leagues, you know how they keep, every time the ball hits the dirt, you got to throw it out. You got to throw it out. The average number of pitches that a ball stays in the game.
You told me this. I don't remember. 3, 2.
2. The average number of pitches that a ball stays in the game is 2 in the major leagues.
Where is that?
Out of play, out of play, out of play, out of play. Oh, geez, we just yelled that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We just don't want anybody to get hurt. That's all.
But your grandson wasn't listening. He was like, I got it. I got it.
Well, he didn't catch it, right?
No.
He was just practicing his foul balls for catchers.
Evan, what were you doing? Practicing your 180 flip to the... You lost it in the sun?
Plunk. And
Yeah. 2-2. And there's a fly ball to left center
this could be
field.
trouble.
It could be trouble, but it looks like the ball has been dropped. And Mitchell is going to end up at second. An errant throw, but backed up by Ben Smith.
Did that fall between them, Mike? This
It
is
did.
double? Is that a double?
I would say that was a double. I think you got to give a 2-bagger there to
Mitchell.
Mr. Mitchell. So we got 2 outs, and here's Gavin D'Amico, who just happens to be the leading hitter on the Wolverines team.
Yeah, Gaff comes in at 333 for Griswold today.
He did strike out his first time up. Ball outside.
He ain't going to let that happen again, though.
You know, I feel a little outnumbered here.
Well, it is 3 against 1, so. Oh.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm the
you
only
have
one.
you have a lot of merchants around, don't you?
Well, no, not just that, but I'm the only one that lives in Griswold out of the 4 of us that are sitting here. And Austin is a graduate of Plainfield High School.
I used to sell Austin cookies. You remember me, Austin?
I do.
1-1.
Like on the side of the road. Hey, kid, you want a cookie? Is that what the kind of?
That's a different show, Kevin.
Oh!
different
No, it
show.
was at the snack room at the high school cafeteria.
Well, I knew
I'm
that,
just
but yeah.
kidding you.
Son of a gun. 2-1.
Believe me, Austin can take care of himself.
Wolverines trying to get a run. D'Amico ahead on the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. We got 2 outs.
Getting a run here would tighten things up quite a bit, Michael.
That ball's in the dirt.
Yeah.
Gets to the backstop. And Mitchell's going to get down to third and turn the corner and stay right there. So D'Amico ahead on the count, 3-1.
That was a wild pitch. Smith had no chance of that one.
Yeah. Good hitters count here. You might get a good pitch to hit.
Single anywhere would really help the cause.
Strike on the inside corner now.
Wow.
It's a full count.
That was the low and inside corner from this vantage point. But the guys in blue always have the last say.
Yeah, they do. 3-2. Here's the pitch from McMaster. And there is a rocket into right field. Base hit. D'Amico gets an RBI single, all with 2 outs. Mitchell comes home to score. So that wild pitch paid dividends.
That was a great shot by Gavin, too. Nice, hard line drive to right field. No question about that. That was no cheapie. I was hoping for a little excuse me single somewhere, but that was no cheapie.
So 2-1 is now the score. D'Amico on first, and here's Cade Rubino. And there's a bouncer to third, 1 hop on the first pitch. He's going to toss out Rubino to end the 4th. However, a little bit of damage with 2 outs, a double by Colin Mitchell, and then Gavin D'Amico with a base hit, along with a wild pitch. Makes it 2-1.
It's funny that when Griswold does start hitting, they get them in little bunches, and they can score runs in those little bunches. They did the same thing on Saturday against Lyman. They got 3-4 hits in 1 inning and scored their 2 runs. And for the rest of the game, they were, pretty much kept at bay. But when they can score, when they can hit in bunches, they tend to move around the bases. And I guess that's baseball. That's true of anybody, any team. But they need to spread those hits out sometime to last over about 5 innings rather than just 1 or 2.
So we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. Webster's still on the hill. He's only given up a couple hits himself. 2 runs.
Yeah.
This inning, we're going to see McMaster, Smith, and Smith.
Right, he's only given up 2 hits, a single and a double. Single back, first batter. Hayden Clare had a single and scored their first run. And then Colin Langto had a double to drive in Marinick to score the Panthers' second run. But Webster's held his own out there.
When I asked you if you wanted a donut before I got here, you said no. So you know what I did? I bought a donut. It's for me, because I figured I could eat it before. It's still in the car.
Oh, I hope it wasn't a chocolate frosted one.
It was a chocolate. It is a chocolate glaze. It's still in
glaze,
existence.
Okay, so the glaze is probably still there.
Mrs.
But
Merch is shaking her head.
if it was a
No.
Boston cream, you would have had just what part of it? Just
I would have had no
the cream.
donut. Would I
Yeah.
have?
Well, you would have had an unfrosted one. So
you would have taken my donut and went,
yeah, licked it all. So coming up after today, the Wolverines go to Fitch on Thursday for a night game, 7:00. Fitch in Division I in the ECC, very good team, very again upper class oriented team. So they play Thursday at 7, and then Plainfield has Killingly on on the docket. That should be a really good
Good game.
contest up there. Yeah, they lost to Killingly the second game of the season 3-1. And as we know, Killingly's got a powerhouse up there too. They have a great
Yeah.
record, so that should be a great game. And it is. Let me just see here.
Didn't they take the L against Woodstock though?
Was it Woodstock? Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was Woodstock. Yep. And that game for Plainfield is here in Plainfield, so that should be a great contest.
What is that, Thursday?
That would be. No, they don't play again until Saturday. They play Saturday morning at 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, okay. 2 balls, 1 strike to Aiden McMaster, who's having a good game on the mound. Did give up a run last inning. 3-1. Seems like Webster's going more with the fastball and change in the last couple innings. Ball 4.
It's only the third walk for Webster, as far as I can see here. Or is it the second? Second?
Ben Smith flew out to center field. His first time up. The ball is off the mitt and of Merchant. And McMaster goes to second. Uncontested. So now Plainfield has a runner in scoring position. Trying to get that run back that they gave up last inning. Nobody out. There's a strike. I think the ump was questioning himself on that one before he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, he did hesitate a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think it was the right call, though.
Strike 2.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate on that one.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ben flew out to center field. His first time up, back in the second.
Here's the pitch from Nolan Webster. We think, yep, here it comes. Ball's in the dirt and skips back to the backstop. Merchant retrieves it, and now Plainfield has a runner on third with nobody out. A couple of wild pitches here from Webster's got himself into a little bit of trouble. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. There's a pop-up. That's going to be trouble. That's going to drop for a base hit in short left field. Smith makes it into second.
Yeah, not good.
Well, they made up that run last inning.
So you got to give Smith a double.
I was looking down in my book and circling single, and then I realized he was on second base uncontested, so you're right.
Here's Liam Smith, takes strike 1. He popped up to Tanucci his first time up. So Plainfield goes up 3-1. They get that run back that they gave up last inning.
And still no outs.
Or in the top of this inning. And nobody out, you're right. Falling out of play. He's ahead of Liam Smith, 0-2.
Getting that first out is big right now.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. And there's a nice backhand, but a errant throw from Garvin. So the Wolverines are having a little trouble here in the bottom of the 4th.
Think Smith would have beat that out, Mike? You think that was
No, they would have
E4?
E4. Would have got him. Ben Smith ends up on third. And coach is going to come out and talk.
If nothing else, they have to infield has to figure out what they're going to do in what situation. Got to watch out for the squeeze bunt. What happens in the infield? Do you try to cut the runner off at home?
I don't know. With Carchidi coming up, he's got some power. Do you think they're going to squeeze with him, or are you thinking that maybe that he hopes he smokes it somewhere?
Probably. I would probably let him hit if I was Jason Chaveras.
Do you bring the infield in?
I think they're
on a
going to
3-1 ball
probably
game?
Go back and
Double
try
play
to get
depth.
the double play.
Give up the run.
Play kind of medium depth. Although Tanucci's seems to be in normal shortstop depth. So doesn't Garvin, second base.
Garvin looks like, Mitchell, he was a shade in. He bounced back a little bit. There goes the runner. Throw halfway, a little more than halfway. Garvin cut it off.
Which was the plan.
Yep.
Now they're coming in. No chance of a double play now, so you just try to cut the runner off at home.
So 1 ball, no strike to Carchidi. That ball is bounced, but bounces up the third base side, so no advancement for Ben Smith.
Merchant's had his work cut out for him back there.
It's been a rough inning.
He probably had bruises everywhere. He was in our hot tub on Saturday, and he's probably going to want to come up again.
Yeah, hit him. So now the bases are loaded.
And again, with no outs.
So we were talking about the run production machine. I think coach is going to take him out of this time. He's coming out to see Nolan. And he's going to take the ball. So Garvin now has the ball.
No pressure.
No.
You take the junior out with the bases loaded and put your freshman in.
Yeah, so Gilgenbach comes out. And Webster's going to go to first. And D'Amico is going to play second. So a little ring around the rosy here. So the lineup should stay the same because we're just moving people around.
Right. There's nobody new entering the game from what we can see.
Nope. So you got Gavin D'Amico, who was the DH, now playing second base. Nolan Webster, who was pitching, is going to go to first base. And then Sean Garvin, who was playing second, is now on the mound.
And Ryan Ganley is coming out because D'Amico is going from the DH to second base. So Ganley's coming out.
So who's playing right?
Somebody.
It's like AJ Hamill is also in the dugout.
Did Corey go to right?
Well,
There's anybody out there? Nobody.
No, I see
right?
3 out there. I can't see the numbers.
I'm going to guess Rubino staying in left. I'm going to guess Gilgenbach maybe going to center and Corey going to right.
27. Are you talking about over here?
No.
Oh,
All 3 outfielders are, but I can't see.
gotcha.
Because I'm blind, Merch. I'm not that good. Yeah, even my glasses on, I still can't see anything. Still looks like Corey Smith out there.
Oh, Corey's still out there, but where position he's going to play? Nope,
Center.
Gogenbach's going to right. Corey's staying in center, and Rubino's staying in left.
Okay. All right. So again, no substitutions. Just a bunch of people flipping around. No new players because Ganley,
Right.
uh,
He was in right, so
D'Amico was hitting for him.
right. So I guess they just switch now. Is
Yeah.
so
No, I think the lineup stays the same.
okay.
That's my
Without a
guess.
DH.
Right.
Because Gavin's playing second now.
Right. So all the position players are batting.
Right. Okay. Tough spot for Sean Garvin here, coming in with the bases loaded. No outs. 1 run in.
Here's Marinick, who walked and scored the second Panther run. Ball 1.
Just a little low. Just a little low.
Yep. So we're talking about the Panthers and their run production, and all of a sudden now we're seeing it again.
They just make things happen. I think, Mike. They're aggressive. They like to run. You give them an opportunity out the base path. You give them a walk and a kind of like a little bloop single left field over the third baseman's head behind in front of the left fielder, and they're on the race. They're on the way to the races. Good stop by Evan.
2-1.
It's a crucial spot in the game right now for Griswold.
Yeah, nobody out. There's a bouncer foul. So 2 and 2. I'm sorry. And out come the Nats.
No, of course. Now we're in the shade.
Yeah.
They're just never happy.
Two and 2. Garvin inherited a mess. Bounce foul at the plate. Count holds 2 and 2. Infield in. Boy, would a strikeout be nice right here for Sean Garvin. Here's the pitch. Ball's outside. Now it's 3 and 2.
Another good stop by Merchant. Yep. A lot of balls in the dirt from.
He's going to be one sore kid.
From Webster and Garvin today.
Yeah. 1 run in. 3-1 Plainfield over Griswold. Bases are loaded. Infield in. The count is 3 and 2 to Marinick. You are up to date. Ball 4. Walks in the run. It's the second time Marinick has walked. So Ben Smith comes in with the 4th Panther run. Liam Smith goes to 3rd. Carchidi moves up to 2nd.
And there's still no outs.
Still no outs. And here's Shea Hildebrand. And he pops one up. And it looks like Gilgenbach is going to go ahead and call, and did, just on the outfield grass.
Boy, just on the outfield grass.
So 1 pitch, and Hildebrand is retired. Now we're back to the top of the order with Hayden LeClaire, who hit a couple of rockets today. 1 for a base hit, and then when he skied out to then right fielder Ryan Ganley.
He has hit the ball with authority so far. First 2 times up, I'll say.
In the dirt. Coach must have some pretty good faith in
Garvin.
his pitcher right now. Well, throwing a freshman into this situation just gives you an idea. And there's another one hit on the button, and that's going to be over the head of Corey Smith. One runs in.
Oh boy, they've got it. They've got.
Carchidi
Oh,
scores.
now
And nobody's going to be out. So really, it turns into a two-run double with Liam Smith coming in and Carchidi coming in.
I think that would be scored a single because he only got to second
Gotcha.
base eventually on the rundown, but did have 2 RBIs.
So 4 runs in for the Panthers are opening it up 6-1. Still only 1 out. And the ball gets away. And Manrick's going to score. 7-1. Definitely a wild pitch, though.
Wild pitch.
Oh, yeah.
I missed it. Yeah.
LeClaire moves to third. And by the way, up to bat is Colin Langto.
Rough inning for the Wolverines.
5 runs in for the Panthers. I think that was a gift.
I do too.
1-1. There's a base hit up the middle. With the infield being in, wasn't a whole lot they could do. LeClaire scores his 2nd run of the game. Makes it 8-1. 6 runs this inning for the Panthers. Langto on with a base hit. Here's the 9th batter of the inning, Tyler Sschool. So they've batted around with McMaster up next, who started the inning with a walk and scored. That ball's going to be out of play to the right. So we started the game talking about how well the Wolverine pitching has been doing, but they walked right into an offensive machine, Plainfield.
Plainfield just wears you down on offense.
There's the runner going, and there's a pop-up, and that's out of play right behind us.
They take advantage of every opportunity. Very aggressive on the bases. Good eye at the plate. Good eyes at the plate. Look to get on no matter how they can do it.
Yep. So Garvin ahead. 0-2. There goes the runner. They got him. Nice throw by
Nice
Merchant.
throw by Evan.
Tanucci just slapped the tag right on him. 2 down. So now you got 2 strikes on Sschool. They could possibly be out of the inning. 2-2. Sschool, the 9th batter in the Plainfield 4th.
Been a long inning.
So you say.
Long half inning.
Mike and the Merch along with Austin on the cam. Austin giving the thumbs up. And then Mrs. Merch on moral support. And thank you for the coffee, by the way. Got him looking. Strike 3. So Sschool ended the third and he ended the fourth. However, 9 men come to the plate and they get 6 runs. They don't leave anybody on. Everybody that got on scored. 8-1 Plainfield. Well, Merch, it was a pretty good game until they kind of broke things open in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, and a lot of things happened. You know, they put up 3 hits and
Yeah.
got 6 runs. So we had a hit by pitch, we had a walk, we had a couple of miscues. We had a rundown that allowed both runners to advance rather than getting either one of them out. And of course, you never like to see the lead runner go to the next base, and that's exactly what happened. Went just from second to third, and the trail runner went from first to second. So kind of all these little things that happen that
They're looking for the ball.
cause the runs to score.
It's over there. It's right there.
It's been a long game.
I thought he was throwing it to us for a minute. We weren't sure. I don't know.
But anyway, you know,
Good sport.
We not terribly surprising that Plainfield comes up with a big inning.
Yeah. No, not surprising at all. You're
No.
absolutely correct.
You know, they just take advantage of every opportunity. By the way, coaches Jason Chavaris for Plainfield in his 10th year has done a great job with this Plainfield team over the years, and Mike Jameson in his 4th year, and I think he's looking towards the next 1 or 2 because I think there's a little bit more, I think, hope out there for another year or so to get these kids, you know, a little bit more matured and a little bit better baseball players.
Yeah, well, we both talked about it earlier.
Hmm.
You know, this is just not their year. They're very young.
Yeah, you know, for the most part, 3 of the 4 infielders, third base with Mitchell, shortstop with Tanucci, and second base with Garvin, they're all freshmen. 3 out of the 4 infielders are freshmen. That's tough. That's tough. You know, your shortstop is the leader out there in the infield, makes a lot of calls, and you know, you have a freshman out there. It's difficult.
We want to say hi to Sid, the scoreboard kid. We haven't seen her in a while because, well, today we're on the road, but we miss our Sid.
I'll tell you what, we had
kid.
senior day against who did we?
Is that Lyman?
No,
Talking about. Oh, you mean baseball? There's a rocket off the bat of Corey Smith, and that's going to be in the gap over the head of the center fielder. He rounds first, and Corey is going to make it into second with a stand-up double.
just what we were saying earlier, Mike. That Corey can really get a hold of
Yeah.
the ball sometimes. He's got that kind of a low center of gravity, and he can just crank it. Senior day was against Wyndham, and Sid, the scoreboard kid, did a terrific job announcing the seniors, recognizing them for their 4 years, for their years on the baseball team and their commitment and dedication to Griswold baseball. She did a really good job.
And she's a senior this year, and she also goes to Plainfield.
Right.
And
It's that Plainfield Griswold connection.
I know it. You know, it's a big rivalry, but the fact is most of these kids are all friends.
They all know each other. Right?
Yeah. They
So
play
Chris-
AAU or whatever, but basketball.
Well, you know, they've played all kinds of sports against each other, being small towns, small schools, you know, all youth sports. It's, you know, Plainfield and Griswold, football, basketball, whatever. They kind of play against each other, and they know each other pretty well.
101 to Tanucci, who just rocked one over the dugout a second ago. And there's a pop-up, and that's going to be behind us, too. I was waiting for Scoops to get that, but he didn't.
Tanucci's walked his last time and struck out back in the first.
Oh, I got to tell
So
you the
he's
story
0
about
for 1.
Scoops. I got to tell you my story about Bill Preslucky from Advanced Automotive. I don't think I told you.
You mean the
to-
Tire Queen's dad?
Yes. I got a story. And there's a shot into center field, and that's going to be over the head we thought, but he runs it down. And Smith is going to tag and make it to third, but that was another rocket.
I'll tell you what, that was a great read by Corey Smith. When he first hit it, I thought it was going to be over the left field or center fielder's head.
Yeah.
And Corey out there on second base actually had a different beat on the ball and stayed right on the bag until it was caught and was able to advance. But if he had gone halfway, he would have had to go back to second base.
So give Tanucci
great read.
Gives Tanucci a sac fly.
No, actually, you don't, Mike.
You don't?
No, only sac flies if a run scores.
Never mind.
Base to base bunt, you can when you move them, but a base to base is not a sac fly.
Here's Evan Merchant. He skies one in the infield, and Ben Smith has a beat on it, and one pitch, and Merchant flies out. It's the second time he's flown out today.
To the infield.
Yeah. Just getting under it. 2 down. Here's Gilgenbach. So here's a story, and I think maybe I've told it to you, but just in case I hadn't, I'm going to do it again. Bill Preslucky, who owns Advanced Automotive. We saw him over at Town Grill in Plainfield, in Voluntown. So he sends us over, Melissa and I, over a drink. So we thought that was very, very kind of him and very, very nice. Well, he's been calling me Scoops for 6 years. You know, like news scoop and stuff like that. So I tell you this. I did tell you
but
that?
keep going.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else was listening. Nobody else was listening that day.
Yeah. So I sent him a drink and an ice cream scoop. So we call each other Scoops. 3-0 to Gilgenbach. I don't hear anybody quacking. Ducks on the pond.
Yeah, well, I don't think their excitement is as high as it would be if they were up 6-1 or 8-1.
3-0. Ball 4. Gilgenbach takes a walk.
Evan's second walk this afternoon.
Here's Garvin. Started the game at second base and is now pitching.
Sean's 0 for 2. He struck out back in the first, and he grounded out to short back in the fourth, which was just last inning.
8-1 Plainfield. Top of the fifth. The ball is low from McMaster. Still on the hill. He hasn't struck anybody out since the second. Started off on fire with 5 Ks. He struck the 5 out of 6 outs. He might be getting a little tired.
A little bit.
Did they call him Gilligan back?
Oh, I don't know.
He bounces back to first on the pickoff.
Those kids come up with some pretty funny things.
They do.
I have to say.
That's where I get all my jokes. That ball is high and inside. And I think McMaster is starting, because he's starting to get a little weary out there. Taking a little more time in between pitches. Plainfield has number 12 warming up in the bullpen. That's Carchidi. 3-0 strike, 3-1. Just watch Carchidi throw a wicked curve.
He's a big kid.
Ball 4. It's another walk. Gilgenbach to second, so now the bases are loaded for Nolan. Started off pitching, now playing second base. No, first base is Webster.
Right.
So a big spot for Nolan Webster here with the bases loaded. Can possibly redeem himself a little bit. with a little base hit.
Yeah, he had the bases loaded on the opposite side of the ledger an inning ago. And now he's got it on the positive side.
Funny thing is about high school baseball, I mean, Plainfield is up right now 8-1, but you never know what's going to happen.
We've seen these two play
Yeah.
some really, really interesting, exciting games.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was I don't know, it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. They had a
What-
barn burner
at Griswold.
in Griswold.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was back and forth, and it was the last hit of the game that decided the outcome.
First pitch is strike one at the letters. Curveball just kind of dropped in. Ball's outside, 1-1. Can even see it in McMaster's legs a little bit.
Yeah, he's taking a little bit more time between pitches, and either way, this I'm guessing this is probably his last inning.
Yeah. Got a little piece of that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nolan just looking for a base hit. Hit scores a run.
Or two.
The ball is inside, 2-2.
Yeah, I think Aiden's getting a little fatigued out there, but he has pitched a
Quite
great
well.
game up till now.
It's the first time he's really got into some trouble. Now it's full count, 3-2. This continues. Colin Mitchell will bat, but a double and scored. The only Wolverine run. That ball,
I think it hit him.
I think it actually hit him,
It
yeah.
did hit him.
So it's going to score a run as Corey Smith comes home with a second Wolverine run, and now we still have the bases loaded.
The one thing is they got that run in. You know, you have your leadoff batter hit a double, and if you don't score them, that's not good. So they did score them, so that's a good thing.
So Colin Mitchell had that double, that funny double that landed right in between the center fielder and the left fielder.
Right.
Last inning. Swing and a miss.
And I'm guessing Coach Chaveras will leave McMaster out there unless the sky falls in right now, and probably be his last inning, I'm guessing.
And there's a roller down to third, and just touches the bag to end the inning. 5 unassisted. So the Wolverines do get a run back, and we have played 4.5, 8-2 Plainfield on top of Griswold. Now, here's the funny thing. We play a mercy rule here in baseball, in high school. If Plainfield gets 4 runs, it's over.
And Plainfield did mercy Griswold first time, 10-0.
Yeah.
So,
of course, you don't want to see that.
no, that ain't gonna happen, Mike. That's not gonna happen. Griswold has a little. They got a lot more fight in them now than they did earlier on the season. So, I don't think they're gonna let that happen.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter. No, we're not.
Also, now you got 2 new viewers, Mike.
I do.
Yeah, or at least one. They're both watching from the same device.
Ooh.
Person I'm sweet on. She lives in California. She's watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, hello, Austin's almost girlfriend.
Oh, my Lord.
Austin is the bomb, man. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. The
What?
girl I'm sweet on.
Yeah.
Look at him get all nervous. Austin's getting all mealy over here, you know.
They live out in California.
California.
Known each other for a while now. talk a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day, once I get my school and stuff paid off, and I can get all
You'll be 46, 47 by then.
Yeah. It's not too bad. The loan isn't too bad. Still got 5 left on it, so.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the 5th. 8-2. Plainfield. Plainfield in the home whites. The orange letters and numbers.
Well, Aiden McMaster's still in the game, so if he's not going to be pitching next inning, he's going to be in the field, I'm guessing.
Well, Carchidi is the DH. So I'm thinking they'll just going to, he may even just come out.
Could just do a switch on the field.
Yeah.
Garvin's throwing pretty hard.
He throws pretty hard
Yeah,
anyway.
he's throwing pretty hard.
I think this freshman has got a future.
Yeah, again, give this kid another year or two, and it's how Evan Gilgenbach has come along. You know,
Sure.
He started out as a freshman. He looked pretty well as a sophomore. As a sophomore,
It's coming at you.
he looked better.
Yeah.
Well, sophomore he didn't play. I take it back. As a sophomore, we never saw him as a sophomore. No. But as a junior, he's so poised and has such command on the mound. He's having a great season on the mound.
Garvin's very poised on the mound,
Yeah.
especially for a freshman.
Yeah. Getting a lot of good experience this year.
And again, you know, we mentioned it earlier in the season, probably in the first couple of games, is that Sean Garvin, really, his last organized ball was Little League. He was 13, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
2-2. Now he's pitching for the Griswold Wolverines. Ooh, framed nicely, but didn't get the call.
That was a close one. That could have gone either way.
Yep. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we don't want to start that merry-go-round again, so we got to get this out.
There's a bouncer to Tanucci. Throws it off of one leg and gets him. Nice strong throw. Impressed with Tanucci.
Nice
lately.
play. Nice play. He's come a long way the last 5 games. His confidence has improved like
It's comfortable.
500% out there.
He just seems comfortable
good.
out there.
They actually had moved him to second base, put Garvin at short for a few
Yeah.
games. And I think just to maybe just settle him down and you know, he's a good shortstop. So moved him back and he's been steadfast ever since.
Here's Ben Smith. Flew out, then he doubled and scored. They're in that 6-run inning, last inning. High fly left field. Out of play.
That left field shot right there reminded me of last week. We were sitting in right field at the Lyman game, and they had a marker for the foul line, and then I don't know, 15 feet from that, they had another marker for out of play. And
Nice play by Tanucci. Turns, and the ball is going to get away from Webster, but no further advancement.
that's a single in the hole.
That's a base hit.
See, as opposed to the first inning when Griswold tried to run on that overthrow, they don't realize that the fence here in Plainfield is a lot closer than the fence in Griswold, and you can't just automatically go to second base on an errant throw. But anyway, I was talking about last Saturday at Lyman. We were in right field, and there was the foul line, and then 15, 20 feet from that was the out of play line. And it was near the end of the game. It might have been the 7th inning, at least the 6th inning. And there was a fly ball down on the right field line, and it was almost like a football receiver trying to stay in bounds. Ryan Ganley made a terrific play. He went right over to that line, put his feet onto that line, and reached over and caught the ball for an out. And the umpire was right there, saw his feet within an inch of that out of play line. So he made a terrific play last Saturday. That
Did they get
that
enough?
lineman win.
Is there a lot of room?
No, not there. There's not much room there. Between the foul line and right field, there's a whole row of tall evergreen trees, so there's not a lot of room there.
2-0 to Liam Smith.
The field itself was very, very nice, except that it was Saturday. It was warm, and it was kind of a dust bowl in the infield. Every time anybody hit the dirt, there was about a 10-foot, looked like pig pen. It was a 10-foot mound of dust, and Cade Rubino was on first base, and they checked him back about 8 times, and every time he was eating dirt every single time.
And they're going to call a balk. We've seen a lot of those lately.
We have. They're very attentive to those balks out there in the blue suits.
So Ben Smith ends up on second. Here's a strike, 2-1.
Liam is 0 for 2 with a pop up to the shortstop and reached on an error on second base. But that was a very hard hit ball. But Garvin had a chance to throw him out and threw wild first.
And he's off and running to third is Ben Smith, but falling out of play. 2-2. Carchidi is going to come up next, who's the designated hitter, but we might see him on the mound next inning in the top of the 6th.
This group of Plainfield players right now is the same group that all scored runs last inning. Ooh, that was a close.
That was another close one. Yeah. 3-2. Beautiful day.
It turned out to be great.
Yeah.
It started off
Pretty hot.
with the sun beating on us, and
Supposed to be in the
beautiful
mid-80s
right now.
tomorrow.
That's a good
Got him.
pitch. That's a good pitch. That's 2 down for the Panthers.
This is you.
Nope.
No.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
Oh, no, that's you.
Is it?
That's me, but that's you.
Okay. All right, so 2 down. And
Is Jameson taking the ball?
I think he did, yeah. And here comes A.J. Hamill.
Oh, and I think he may be doing this so that he has a pitcher for Thursday. And I think he's splitting up. That's probably why he took out Webster.
Yeah.
Not only the fact that the bases were loaded, but I think he's saving some pitchers for Thursday evening when they go against Fitch, because past Nolan Webster and past Sean Garvin, we have AJ, who's primarily a relief pitcher. But beyond that, it's a crapshoot. Like they don't have a lot of experienced pitchers to take the mound for the Wolverines.
No, we've seen everybody but your grandson up on the hill.
Yeah, and that's probably a good thing.
Does he not pitch? Has he ever pitched?
He actually, I think the coach wanted him to pitch some this year, but they can't afford to have him pitch because then they'd have no catcher.
Yeah.
And again, catching is not his most favorite thing, but I think he's done a real good job at something he was kind of forced into this year.
Well, they have other kids that can catch, like Gavin D'Amico can catch, can you not?
Gavin has caught.
Yeah.
Charlie Mikulajic has caught, but I think he just has more confidence in Evan. Well, even in the doubleheaders, we've had 3 doubleheaders, and Evan has caught every inning of each doubleheader, including the 2 that were 7 innings. So 14 innings, 2 Saturdays. That's a lot. Behind the plate, you get beat up. How many balls in the dirt has he stopped or caught today? A ton of them.
So Mitchell's going to come out of the game at third. And Garvin's going to go to third. Everything else looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So AJ goes a couple innings here, so they've preserved Garvin.
That's what I'm guessing. And they might have preserved some of Webster too.
Webster too, yeah. And maybe that's why he came out with the hook early.
Yeah, that would be my guess. They're they're counting pitches all the time, so they need to have somebody to go against Fitch on Thursday.
Yeah.
My understanding is Fitch has a pitcher that can throw in the 90-mile-an-hour range, and is probably headed to a D1 school, if not definitely headed to a D1 school.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the Wolverines would rather not catch him in their rotation. So we'll see what happens.
How's he doing so far? Have you followed him at all?
No.
All right, here's Carchidi.
Might be Zavala, Romero Zavala. Early on, before the season started, coach from Fitch said he's one of the most experienced pitchers in the ECC, and helped Fitch share part of that title 2 years ago, the ECC title. Oh no! Oh no!
I thought I hit Carchidi,
I
but it
did
looks
too.
like it hit Evan.
I think in the forearm, maybe. Evan doesn't have a lot of. Oh no! Is he crying?
Trainer's going to come out and
Is
take
he
a look.
crying? Oh, I should.
Certainly wincing in pain, and he's moving his fingers, making a fist, and looks like a stinger. I think you're right. It's hard when you're the grandfather.
Hit him on the elbow or the forearm? I wonder if it hit off his mitt first. Yeah, I apologize for that, Mike. I get a little bit emotional.
No.
I don't know if it hit off his mitt first and then ricocheted off the inside of. Catching is a
Merch. This is high school baseball.
Yeah,
We're not doing
catching-
major league stuff.
catching's a tough job. Boy.
We have kids, you know.
Yeah.
Evan is the Merch's grandson, if you don't know. So of course, if the kid's gonna get hit, grandfather's gonna, and you're one of his biggest supporters. You're at every game.
No.
Yeah, looks like he's okay. Shaking it off.
Oh, he's coming out, maybe.
Well, the hat went on right side. Well, looks like he's staying in.
Okay. Can you tell me?
So Merchant's going to stay in the game. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You're going to be shutting my mic down pretty soon, aren't you?
And he got hit. And he throws the bat.
So AJ's on a roll here. He's hitting our own guys. He's hitting the other guys. And Carchidi was not happy about that because he was hit by a pitch last time up too.
Yeah.
I think Evans.
And he's coming into pitch next inning.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's not good, is it?
Okay, here's Marinick, who scored 2 runs.
And he walked both times he scored.
Swing and a miss. I thought if you threw the bat, you got chucked from the game.
Well, I don't think the umpire saw that, but if he did, that would have been certainly a warning.
Strike 2. Hamill ahead 0-2.
And just to correct myself before, when I said he's not crying, he was not crying.
He was not.
He yelled. He said, "Ugh." So that was
Off-speed pitch gets him.
So Evan, I apologize for that. I should have known better. And
Tough
then,
kid,
and
man.
Then you stay in the game after.
Kids are tough.
So.
You know, and I say that, and then, you know, of course, my daughter plays soccer, and if she twists her ankle, I'm a puddle of mush. So,
Well, you feel for him all the time,
Sure.
you know, especially when you've been through. Okay.
Mrs. Merch going to go check.
Well, the trainer just said that she's going to bring him over some ice, and
And there she is with the ice.
yeah,
It's the ankle,
So,
it's the elbow, it's
he
kids
just
banged
yelled. Well, I hate.
up.
He's a catcher. Catchers are just,
They get brutalized.
you know. The other day he came out of the game and he was walking like I walk, and I'm thinking, oh my God, that's not good.
So here's Carchidi going to take the hill for the Plainfield Panthers.
Yeah, you're going to have a little bruise.
Mhm.
It looks like it's on the.
I'm going to give a shout out to Dish Auto Sales of Franklin for your next used car. I have had 2 from Dish personally. The Wolverine mobiles, or the SNSN mobiles now. Yeah, first was the Wolverine mobile. And they have both been excellent. I've hardly had to service them. I mean, you know, maybe that's just being real lucky. But I've had really great luck with my 2 SUVs that I've had from Dish Auto Sales of Franklin. Now, really check out their cars. They got an excellent service team headed by Sean LaFave. So check them out. Give them a call, 860-383-4750. 383-4750. They're on Route 32 in Franklin. Dish Auto Sales of Franklin. Check them out on the web. Their complete inventory is online. No pressure, no hype. They will. The other thing that they do is if you want a car, go down there and tell them exactly what you want. They'll go out and get it for you. They are part of a huge network of used vehicles. They can find you just about anything that you want. Dish Car Sales of Franklin, 860-383-4750. Don't just wish, make a dish.
As we suspected, Mike, Bryce Carchidi is on the mound, taking over Aiden McMaster, who pitched very well this afternoon, keeping the Wolverines to 2 runs on 4 hits. 5 strikeouts. Good afternoon.
Just a little.
Back up this way. Is it leaning that way?
Yeah, it's going like this.
Good.
All right, here we go. The bottom, or I should say the top of the sixth, 8-2 Plainfield. Carchidi on the hill. And first pitch to Gavin D'Amico's low and outside. And there's a rope down the third base line, but foul.
Yeah, in the
His fingers are numb a little bit right now, but she said that's normal. But everything moved. But she said it's numb. She said it might be a bone bruise. Nothing is broken.
you asked about it, did hit off the
1-1 the count to Gavin D'Amico. There's an RBI this afternoon.
You can see it's strawberry already.
He was stranded on first, but he knocked in Colin Mitchell. Ball's outside. 3-1. This is Carchidi's first inning pitching. Came into the game as the designated hitter. Ball 4. D'Amico on with a walk. So Carchidi walks the first man he faces. Brings up Kincaid Rubino.
K's 0 for 2, struck out back in the second, and then grounded out to third back in the fourth.
I think McMasters went to second base.
Yeah, that
And,
looks like him out there. Yep. And
So now, go ahead.
Latin, I was going to say the first game that these two teams met, McMaster played second base, so that's probably his normal position other than being on the mound.
Ball 1 to Cade. They're making sure that Gavin got back.
Yeah,
I don't know, did he?
I think so. He got back.
you have 14 coaches over there.
The ball gets away from Smith, and D'Amico is going to go to second.
That looks like the Smith might have gotten crossed up on that pitch a little bit.
Is it 2-0?
It is 2-0, I think.
Scoreboard just says 1-0, so I think it's 2-0. That's going to be in the dirt and get away from Smith again. Wild pitch by Carchidi. D'Amico is now on third. Corey Smith on deck. There's nobody out.
Actually holding D'Amico on third base. Come on, Mike, dive.
Yeah, not happening. Almost had it.
You could have caught that, Mike.
Could have got it.
Just got to jump.
Maybe I'm wrong, because now they got 2-2 on the scoreboard. Maybe it is. We'll find out after this pitch.
Yes, we will.
They are holding him on third.
Wow. Scores 8-2. Holding runner on third base.
I don't see that very often.
No, not too much. You don't see throws to third very often.
Swing and a miss. Rings him up. So I guess it was 2-2.
I guess it was.
So 1 down. Here's Corey Smith.
That was a good breaking ball too.
That was a very good break.
Yeah.
I saw him warming up.
Yeah,
and-
you said that.
Yeah, so
He
he
threw a
threw
wicked curve. So Corey Smith,
It's one of them. What a 12-6 curves.
kind of a drop curve. Corey's 1 for 2, had a long double last time up and walked back in the third inning. Scored the Wolverines' second run last inning.
Ball 1. Tomorrow's the day we possibly lose the mask.
Yeah, I think that a lot of places are gonna, go by the honor system, and if you say you're fully vaccinated, you're good to go.
And I guess they can't check you.
They cannot ask you.
They cannot,
They
yeah.
can ask you, but they can't ask for your card.
And then, not only that, but it's still up to the establishment whether or not you can walk in without a mask or not. So not a lot's changing because there could be still. I know there's a lot of. Walmart, they're all done with the mask.
Walmart, Target.
Yep.
Starbucks.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Joe's.
Do we even have a Trader Joe's around here?
Nope, no Trader Joe's.
Just one of the names.
Yeah. I saw that in the article too. So 1 and 2. D'Amico on third. Smith steps out of the box.
3 Smiths in today's game. How
I
about
was
that?
just thinking the exact same thing.
Ben, Liam,
Not a kid.
Corey. They share teams, but 3 Smiths.
Somewhere down the road, they're all related. Somewhere. Foul back. Tanucci on deck. Last game, Plainfield against Griswold was a little bit of a blowout. This one, not so much. A little distant in the score, 8-2. Corey just got fooled on that. They're going to throw to first.
Same pitch that Cade Rubino
Yeah.
struck out on.
And here's Tanucci. They're trying to get that run home from third.
Chris is 0 for 2. Had a strikeout walk and flew out to center field last inning.
Strike 1. They said he went. So they had some going with D'Amico, and Carchidi has struck 2 out in a row.
The big breaking ball he's got.
Yeah. There's a pop-up. Smith over in foul ground makes the play.
So after Carchidi looked like he was going to get in a little trouble, comes back and settles down and gets 3 in a row.
Mows him down. So after 5.5, 8-2, Plainfield over Griswold. Mike in the merch. And, of course, Austin. As he waves on the cam. Austin and the Austin cam.
There's too much riveting gameplay happening. I can't walk in front of the camera.
We are live here at the Plainfield High School. Griswold lost 10-0 first time.
Yeah.
And,
in a
game's
shortened
8-2.
game because of the mercy rule.
In this game, 8-2, and we're going to the bottom of the 6th. All here in the luxurious Griswold Pride broadcast booth.
The decor in this booth is
Amazing.
just amazing.
Temperature's perfect.
Yeah, it's almost like being outside. It's so nice.
Did you enjoy the lobster bisque?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Mike, that was some of the best lobster I've eaten in ages. Better than going to Maine for lobster.
Why go? You can just go
How
to the-
about you don't? Isn't your favorite though the lobster pomodoro? Thermidor, pomodoro, thermidor.
Commodore.
I like
You
the,
just like saying the word thermidor, don't you?
I like the lobster Commodore. You know, Lionel Richie brings it out to you.
Ay, ay,
Is that a
ay.
bad joke? Is that a dad joke? Is that a bad joke? Okay. Lady, you bring me up. You sing merch? You do?
Give me the right tune.
Little country western?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not the western part.
Just the country.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite?
Brett Young.
I don't know who the hell it is.
Yeah, I know you don't.
I have no idea.
I heard you were a little surprised that you knew who Post Malone was.
I was. I was.
I got a Post Malone CD for Christmas, for God's sakes.
The merch is hip
I don't know if I go that far.
artificially.
I don't know.
Oh,
I've
sorry.
had a hip replacement, but I've not considered hip.
Oh, God. Strike one. Here in the bottom of the sixth set. Hildebrand. Strike two. These headsets give me cauliflower ear.
Me too. So Shea's 0 for 1 at a sack bunt back in the third inning, and then flew out to right field in the fourth.
Strike three. Got him looking.
Wow, sneaky fastball there by
Uh-huh.
AJ Hamel. That was a good pitch.
No, we were talking about the other pitchers. One we didn't talk about was AJ Hamel, and he has gotten better.
Yeah.
Over the course
Yeah,
of
he's
the
had
year as well.
He's had a couple of late inning kind of, I would say, heroics, but he's come in there and
Shut the
set
door.
down. Yeah, set down the other team a couple of times now.
Here's one guy that it's been a hard time to shut down at all. Hayden LeClaire, who's hit some bombs today, right on the button.
Scored a couple runs. It's what you want your leadoff guy to do, right? You want him to get
Yeah.
on base. You want him to score runs. And he's done that, boy, very effectively today.
Just strike one. Hamel throwing strikes right now. Curveball. This is one of the larger parks, is it not? I mean, it's 320 down the right field line. It's like 301 at Fenway.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of a height disadvantage at Fenway with the wall, though. So, yeah, look at these balls, Mike. We used to play with them when we were 10 years old.
I know.
Pretty beat up.
2 balls, 1 strike. 1 down. Bottom of the 6th. That's really high. Fastball. Just kind of got away from Hamel.
Well, Evan merchandised his arm during the break and back in the game, and I apologize for getting a little bit crazy because I didn't want to see him get hurt.
It's ball 4 to LeClaire. He's on again. Been on base 3 times.
Again, that's what you want your leadoff guy to do, right?
Yeah.
However he can get on, get on.
Here's Lacto. Got a base hit and then caught stealing. Merchant threw him out. 2-6 bang bang. Quick throw over to Webster just to kind of keep LeClaire honest over at first. I like this. I do like coming here. You get this nice peninsula that we're in. People around. There's quite a few people back there. Not
We're-
as many as there were,
We're in
but
like the bowl. We're down in
yeah.
the bowl.
people are sitting in their cars watching the game. The Plainfield Bowl.
The
we are.
Plainfield Bowl. That's right. Just like the Rose Bowl, but it's the Plainfield Bowl.
Swing and a miss. LeClaire actually got fooled over there at first. Kind of was, almost went back. Was jaw jacking with Nolan Webster a little bit. We said at least they all know each other. They're all buddies for the most part. So the June City Savings Bank, does that mean that when the mask, I mean, we do not have to go in with a mask anymore?
That's correct.
Okay.
We've had greeters at the doors just to kind of, and it was more, we're concerned about a security issue because people come in the bank with a mask on.
Sure.
And robberies have increased over the last year. So we're a little bit concerned about that. And the fact is, if you're not fully vaccinated, you're still supposed to come in with a mask on. But if you are fully vaccinated, based on the honor system, you do not have to wear a mask in the bank.
I always wondered how that worked, especially in the bank. I mean, not to sound facetious, but
Our
people
tellers
walking
who are
in, yeah.
our tellers who are not fully vaccinated, every employee who is not fully vaccinated in the bank, if they leave their workstation, work in close proximity to another employee, or deal with the public, they will be wearing masks. If you're fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask.
Yeah, but I was speaking more to the customers coming in and the theft issue.
Yeah,
Loss
well,
prevention, I
That's
mean-
still a little bit. I think it's a little unnerving, probably for our lobby staff people, because if somebody's coming in with a mask, you're first of all, hopefully, you're assuming that they're just not fully vaccinated and not trying to rob the bank. So they have to be very alert. You have to look at, if it's somebody you see all the time, which a lot of community banks like ours, we see people all the time. There's no worry. You just know that they're not fully vaccinated. But if it's someone completely, new to you, or if they're wearing a hoodie with sunglasses, that might be a key to being a little bit more alert.
Gotcha. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hamill looking in for the sign. McMaster, I should say Leclerc, leading off of first. And he goes. And here's the throw that's going to almost go into center field, but backed up nicely by Gavin D'Amico. So stolen base for Leclerc. And 3-2 on Lacto. And he walks him. So the second walk of the inning. Here's Ezel. Hasn't done much today on the plate, right, Merch?
He's 0 for 2. Had a sac fly back in the first to drive in Leclerc.
Wild pitch. Gonna go to the backstop. Runners move up.
Then Ezel popped out to the catcher and struck out, so he's 0 for 2. Number 3 batter for the Panthers.
One and 0. Here's the pitch from Hamill. High. Hamill.
AJ's a tough time finding that strike zone right now.
When he came in last inning, he was throwing strikes pretty good. He was finding the plate. Now this inning, he seems to be a little erratic. Could he be aiming the ball? Is that where the ball is up? Different release point?
Yeah, a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Blazing fastball.
Even after walking 2 batters, Ezel had the green light there. It's a good pitch, hit it. Coach Severa's down on third base.
2-2. Second and third, Panthers rallying again. They're up 8-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball was low. Merchant tried to bring it up to get the call.
Yeah, a little too low. McMaster on deck.
And is in danger of walking another runner. And there's a shot to center field. Smith rolls it in, and the runners move up, and LeClaire brings the 9th run of the game for the Panthers across the plate.
That's a second RBI sac fly for Tyler Sschool. You don't usually see that once during a game. You don't
Never
see too
mind
many
twice.
sac flies. And Sschool has driven in 2 runs with long fly balls to center field and right field.
So there's 2 down, runner on third, and here's McMaster. Looks like they were going to go ahead and do an appeal play. Swing. I think he got fooled there.
I think he almost was trying to bail out and brought the bat with him.
Popped up. Went somewhere. Can't find it. So out of place somewhere. Didn't even see where it went. I was trying to follow it. 0-2. Hamill trying to get out of the inning. Swing and a miss on a curveball, off-speed curve. You were going to say Merch just before.
No, I was going to say Aiden's 0 for 2, but scored a run back in the 4th in that string of runs that they scored.
So here we go to the top of the 7th inning. The Wolverines down by the score of 9-2. They're certainly in a hole.
And Plainfield scores, a run with no hits. A couple of walks and a sac fly. Wild pitch.
Carchidi back on the hill. Wants to close it out.
Actually, I take that back. It wasn't a wild pitch. It was stolen base.
Master pitched 5 innings. He's pretty much in control most of the game.
Yeah, he pitched very, very well. You could tell in the 5th he was laboring a little bit out there, getting tired. Started releasing the ball a little too soon, throwing some high pitches, taking more time in between pitches. But other than that, he pitched a great 5 innings. Team got out in front for him, and unless the Wolverines come back with a big rally here, he'll get the win today.
Top of the 7th, Wolverines down by 7, 9-2. We got 2 Evans and a Sean.
2 Evans and a Sean.
Yeah. Evan Merchant, Evan Gilgenbach, and Sean Garvin. No pressure on the second baseman, Sean Garvin. Freshman batting cleanup and pitching.
Yeah, comes in with the bases loaded. That's how you build character. That's how you get that experience. Next time that happens, you'll say, "Hey, I've done this before."
Jamison chugging it over to the third base box. So here we go. Last chance for the Wolverines.
Evan Merchant 1 for 3 on the day with a base hit, and he's been popping up.
That one's going to be right to Carchidi.
That's his 3rd pop-up. Popped up to 3rd, to 1st, and now to the pitcher. He's giving everybody a chance in the infield.
Here's Gilgenbach. Evan number 2.
and Gilgenbach is 0 for 1. 2 walks and a fly out to center field way back in the third.
Strike one. Ball low. So after Plainfield, the Wolverines looking forward have Fitch.
I don't know if I'd be looking forward to that, but they do still have to play Fitch on Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Turn into a game under the lights. I think the kids are excited about that, just to do something a little bit different. Play against a very good Fitch team.
Well, they didn't have any games at Dodd this year.
The Griswold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't have that game to play in Dodd Stadium. They've been playing St. Bernardsdale the last couple of years. And I think that is NFA's home
NFA's home. Yeah.
home field.
Are the Narwhals or the Sea Unicorns or
Oh, the Sea
Are they-
Unicorns, they're playing, sure. Not as a team that's a farm team of the Tigers. They're playing in, and I forgot the exact name, but it's like this intercollegiate type of a league.
yeah, they're not
It's,
associated with the major leagues anymore.
No, I think it's like a. Yeah, I think
like
I'm
Legion
equating
ball.
it to a. No, I'm equating to like the Cape Cod League, where I think a lot of
Like an instructional league.
players who play college ball play summer ball too, and it's like AAU for college kids. I think there's another team I think in Bridgeport
The Bluefish.
that's in the same. Yeah, I think they're in the same category as. I think that's the team that's in the same category.
All right, here's Garvin, 2 down. Last hope for the Wolverines to get anything going. And there's a shot down the third base line, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Merch, thanks again for joining us again.
My pleasure.
The ball's low, 2-1. If the game does continue, then Nolan Webster will bat after Garvin. And there's a pop-up right to the right fielder, and that's going to end the ball game. So we had a little bit of hope in a couple of innings as far as the Wolverines are concerned. Again, not going to win games unless you don't hit.
Yeah, they have 2 runs on 4 hits. And again, I think I mentioned this, that they seem to get runs when they string a few hits together, but they only do it in 1 inning. And that's, or 2 innings. And they just can't consistently get on base with base hits. And they're not manufacturing runs with a lot of walks or other things. So they're just struggling at the plate right now. And again, I think that's just a sign of a young team trying to face some more seasoned teams, I guess.
Well, it looks like the only time they went 1, 2, 3 the entire game was the 7th inning.
7th inning. Yeah, you're right, Mike. They had
the first inning, that was Evan got the base hit, but then he got caught up between first and second and got thrown out. There were a couple of Ks that inning. And then McMaster came back and struck out the side in the second after a walk. So he was pretty much in command. McMaster was all day through 5.
Although he didn't have another strikeout after the 2nd inning, but he kind of mowed him down 1st and 2nd. The Wolverines got a couple runners on it to lead the inning. Even last inning in the 6th inning, D'Amico gets a walk and gets stranded on third base with 2 strikeouts and a pop up to first. So
Carchidi didn't give up anything. I mean, he gave up that walk, and then he retired everybody else in a row. That was the end of the ball game. So Merch, another one in the books. Griswold takes another one on the hip.
Yeah, so they go to 7-9 on the year, and
they got to win one more, right?
My understanding is to get into the ECC tournament and to get into the state tournament, I believe you have to have 8 wins. And no offense, but Fitch beating Fitch is going to be quite the task. I'm not sure they have the manpower, personnel to do that right now. However, next Saturday, this coming Saturday, excuse me, they do play Wheeler, who they've beaten before. So I think that's probably a better chance, and I believe
to get the 8th win.
Get that 8th win, and if my rotation schedule is right, that would be a game that Evan Gilgenbach, their number 1 pitcher, will end up pitching just to get that 8th win, get them into the 2 tournaments, get them some experience. Just whatever happens after that, it's kind of we'll see, but just to get that 8th win and get them to the experience. And again, these kids, a lot of young kids, they need that experience. But the experience of playing in the ECC tournament, certainly, a fun thing to play in the state tournament where you will play a team that you may never, ever play again. Of course, that also means that if you get in with only 8 wins, your ranking is probably going to be on the low side, and you're going to be playing somebody whose ranking is much higher, weight in the top, somewhere in the top 10, probably closer to the top 5. But again, just to get these kids some experience out there playing in some tournaments will be a plus for them. So, again, they have a young team, get some experience, they'll come back next year and be a different team.
Absolutely. I think you summarized it quite well. Once again, thank you to, I think she can hear me, thanks to Jan Voland for letting us come here and calling the game and playing ball. Jan's the athletic director here at Griswold. You didn't hear me? Huh? Hey, during the basketball season, I would text you. You want a coffee? I know. You always turn me down. Huh? Oh, see, it doesn't bother me at all. I just get a twitch,
I don't drink anything but caffeine.
Well, thank you again for letting us come down. And
always very hospitable here in Plainfield.
So that's going to wrap it up for us. Plainfield 9. Speaking of hospitable, they beat us 9-2 for Austin on the cam. And the merch, Kevin Merchant, I'm Mike Minarski. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the ball game. You can always watch the replay on SNSN Radio's YouTube page. Have a good night, everyone.